Hey, everybody, it's Doug Green, and I'm the publisher of Technology Reseller News. And I'm very pleased to have with me again Dave Erickson of Phound. Dave, thank you for joining me today.
Well, thanks for having me, Doug.
Well, you guys have a very interesting story. I was very happy to be able to podcast you just a few weeks ago at IT Expo, and here we are this morning with news from Phound. So, Dave, maybe we should just dive into it. What's your news today?
Well, so in Phound, we have a thing called personas, and what it does is it allows you to have multiple me's, and so we're kind of solving the issue of having multiple me's, which you're an employee, you're a family man, maybe you belong to a club, have a side business, maybe you're doing online dating. There's a lot of reasons to have multiple phone numbers and be multiple me's, and Phound gives you a way of organizing those personas.
So this is true in personal life. It's true in professional life. We're different people to different people. We have one identity, perhaps, but we have multiple personas. And you were telling me just before we began that this is sort of part of a larger problem that you're perceiving about phone numbers.
Yeah, the big problem I see in phone numbers is that trust is really eroding, right? Caller ID is not really any form of ID. It could be spoofed really quickly. It's actually a false sense of security. You lean into it and trust it, and it's very manipulable. So we also have issues where we've got like AI, deep fakes. We have robocalling, spam texting. So the phone system was built many years ago, and it was built as an open network. When you get a telephone number, you kind of expect people to be able to call it and it to ring. And that's sort of the reason why you buy one, to give people access. However, with all of the latest technology and all of the things that are happening, full unadulterated access is not what most people want at this point. So it's kind of made the phone number sort of something you don't necessarily want to promote. If you promote it because it's open access, it's typically something then you vet through voicemail. You don't want to list them. We don't have phone books anymore, which is also an interesting thing. It's hard to find people, right? And the reason is because the phone numbers they have get so much riffraff that the actual reason they have it is being thwarted. So Phound looks to bring back trust into that network, and we've done a number of different things that bring that trust back and give the user a lot of control over a phone number. And we believe that's going to result in the idea of, hey, it would be nice to have, a few phone numbers and kind of separate out the different versions of Dave, the different multiple me's of Dave, and give me a little way to organize my life and kind of put things into silos that I can deal with on different time frames and still be available to those I want to be available to, and kind of manage those that I want to manage.
So, Dave, this effort is actually part of a wide initiative here. Your company is also Carrier X. You've created Phound, and it looks like you're pushing Phound in this direction to do this job.
Yes, that's correct. Carrier X as a whole is looking to bridge IP end-to-end type communication to increase security and privacy, and to heighten the quality of transmission. And so we're a high definition carrier. And so the thing that I look to do in Carrier X and all of the things that come out of Carrier X like Phound is that I believe that certain things in the telecom industry are going to change, and they're going to change in my lifetime. And those things that I've identified, I'm going to do my best to usher them in, bring forward ideas on them. I think Carrier X is an agent for change. We're looking to improve things and make things better, differentiate ourselves by differentiating, creating new quality, higher definition, um, creating new ways to do caller ID and these different things. And Found is an area where we've broken out, and Found does a lot of things, helps in a lot of areas. It's got a self-managed contact card that works as kind of a crowdsourced caller ID. It's a web space. Think of it as a web space with a phone number address, which is kind of interesting. But what that does is that allows inside Found for people to create a very distinct identity. And so if we're going to be talking about the multiple me's, the idea behind that is that I'm actually going to want to define these multiple me's around the phone number, around that purpose, around that version of me. And so if it's, I'm into cars, I like going to the racetrack. If I have a group of guys that I meet, I can have a phone number where I handle all of that communication, join their groups, put offers out, sell things, buy things. I have a number, as I think of it, in the racing community, right? And I have a persona that's built around that. Well, if I'm in Santa Barbara having a weekend with my daughter, do I want calls coming in from the guys from the racetrack? I'm able to give them information at the Found business card that's specific to that identity, specific to that persona. I can have links, I can have information bios, hashtags, a number of different things that we add to the phone number. And most importantly, I can verify that it's me, and I can get a blue check from a government issued ID that gets attached to the phone number. And if someone searches that phone number at Found, they're going to see it all. If they're in the Found app, that's how they call. That's basically how the caller ID works. It's put together by me for others to see when I make a call with that number. And so it makes for a really distinct identity. It gives me the ability to be a father in one, and an employer in another, and a car driver in another, and really dig in more so than I can right now on just a regular phone number.
And it sounds like you're able to interact with people that are not necessarily Carrier X or Found customers.
Oh, that's right. Everything we do is, backwards interoperable with the public switch telephone network, but it's also, we're advancing it. So everything works in the old system, works in our new systems as well. And it's not like double entry or anything like that. You're basically syncing contacts and working with that legacy environment and being fully interoperable with it. And that's kind of a key point of Found, is the ability to manage the different types of communication that you have. And so you could have a persona, for example, and say, hey, all I want to do on this persona is receive text, right? I don't want to allow for calling. But then you can take that persona and on certain individuals actually upgrade them and give them more capability by just adding them into your address book. So you can have one set of levels for someone that's come by that's not in your address book, another level for somebody that's collected your card, and another level for somebody where you put them in your contact books. But you can also, on a case-by-case basis, manage people's communication with you. And so because the Found contact card is integrated with the carrier, I'm able to present in that contact card what I allowed that caller to do. So maybe I'll let them voice call me, but I won't let them text me, right? Maybe I'll let them text me and voice call me, but I won't ever let them video call me. Maybe I want them just to join my meetings, but I don't want them calling me. So there's a lot of things you can do with a Found card to manage the different types of communication after you've kind of set out to manage your different needs.
And it also allows, it sounds like, for manage your communications have create distinct identities. Also, it sounds like you're able to toggle between different things better.
Yeah, I have a number of personas, and obviously it's because I own the company. I'm a little biased. I think a total of like 10, which is a lot to manage. I doubt highly that 10 is going to be the average. I think it's going to be more around 2 or 3. But I can manage 10 very easily on Phound. And so that's kind of the message. I'm able to transition from one to the other. I'm able to send messages from one to the other, and I do. Uh, it's as simple as a pull down menu. I can go from Dave Erickson, the person, to Dave Erickson, the businessman, to Dave Erickson, the driver. It's really, really simple. And so we thought that was kind of the point of it all, is ultimately, if you have multiple me's, right, the ability to conveniently manage them is the tool, right? You already have the multiple me's, you already have reasons to use them. How convenient is it going to be? How much work is it going to be? And we think and found like we've made the transitions like extremely simple and very easy to do.
So, Dave, this is really interesting. As I mentioned before, this is actually literally coming out this morning. You guys literally released this a little bit ago. Is it ready to go? If someone after this visits the website or contacts you, can they start experiencing this?
Yeah, 100%. So everything that we talked about is available today. And you can go try it out. And, to get started and Phound, you can just use your existing phone number and authenticate that. And you pick up, desktop calling, you pick up free online meetings, you get to build your first persona, do a whole bunch of things without spending any money at all and just using your base phone number. And so Phound is a phone number centric service, and each persona is based on a phone number. And you can use your landline, you can use your desk phone, you can use your cell phone, any phone number that you can authenticate, you can actually set up your first persona for free, and it will become fully functional in seconds. And so it's something I urge everybody to try and just kind of get an idea of how we're looking to solve the security problems, the trust problems, stop the erosion, actually take it back the other way, make people feel like telephone numbers are something to promote once again, and use them. We all need, means for people to find us, and we all want to be found. So try Phound out and use it with your, a phone number that you can authenticate and see all the features we have to offer.
I love that you're restoring the original utility of the phone number you already own, the one you've almost given up on. You can restore the luster to that.
That's correct.
Well, Dave, this is really interesting. Congratulations on this release. I know we're going to be talking about it again in the future, but for now, everybody go to phound.app. By the way, the full press release is available at technologyresellernews.com, telecomreseller.com, on the website, and it will be connected to where you have found this podcast. But for now, Dave, thank you very much indeed.
Yes, and Doug, thank you, and really good talking to you again.